So you just shared with our listeners this idea of communication-based model of courage. You then shared some behaviors on modeling that courage. And then you also shared some of the biggest challenges and barriers. What would you say, I guess, lastly, on this topic of courageous communication, what would you say is how can individuals, how can Jack Nestell in a workplace approach difficult conversations or conflicts with courage and empathy? I mean, do you have any tips and pointers for our listeners as far as individually what you can do to take responsibility and ownership and help create that positive culture of courageous communication?
Yeah, there's the four behaviors I think anybody can do: more collaborative, be
Hmm.
more, you could solicit upward communication or make a way to pass it up. You can be more transparent and you can be more engaging. That can start at the one on one level. And indeed, I think that's the best place to start. Start within your department, start within your one on one conversations. It's really difficult to institute these organization wide, system wide, but you can start on your own team and make it normal, make it natural to have, for example, transparent conversations about difficult issues. Start sharing some of the difficult issues, and don't make it seem like you're breaking some taboo. Just have the conversation like, hey, the couple things we need to address, and talk about them more openly, see how it goes. Talk about some other things more openly, see how it goes, and then people will become accustomed to doing it. It's got to start somewhere, though. There's the old, you can wait and try to convince everybody that the top down hierarchy to say, well, this is a whole new thing, but really you can do these four behaviors in the midst of even the strictest bureaucracy.
Yeah, great insight. That's what I was hoping you would say, because I think, Alex, it all starts with, as you said, it starts one on one, right? And so I think if you were to write and reflect upon those four behaviors and be intentional and deliberate and then get feedback, so maybe you find some internal mentors or, internal colleagues, and you just share, as you'd mentioned, you share those behaviors and you just have those conversations, so maybe that's how it starts internally. And as you said, it could be hard to implement organizational wide, but again, it starts at that individual level, right? And I think that, kind of that grassroots level, I guess I would say, where you start with the individual, and as individuals within an organization, you have responsibility. You have ownership and commitment to improving your workplace and creating that culture of courageous communication. And so you can do something about it. Right. And I
Mhm.
think that, yeah, it starts one on one, and that is through writing and maybe starting with your four behaviors that you just shared with our listeners, reflecting upon those, and then maybe think about how you can get feedback and how you are performing against those behaviors. Is that
Mhm.
something that makes sense for our listeners?
Yeah, you said it better than I could. Start where you are, start within your own sphere of influence, put these into practice, get better at them, see how it goes, and try to spread it from there.